Hey, geeks and gamers, and welcome back to the games that shaped me in oral history. I put out a poll about a week ago where I asked what Christmas themed video people would like to see, a game review, a vlog, or the games that shaped me, and everybody overwhelmingly voted for the games that shaped me in oral history. So here I am with a Christmas themed episode. Merry Christmas, everybody. Today, I'm going to be talking about a game that reminds me of the Christmas season, and I have a very specific story about a time in my life. As I guess we have all probably felt at some point in our life, the magic of being on some sort of break from school. One of my favorites was always winter break. During the summer, I would still play video games during the summer, of course, but I would also spend a lot of time outdoors, riding bikes with friends, going to the pool, going to the park, whatever it was. But winter break, it's usually too goddamn cold to go outside and play. So, a lot of times during winter break, I would spend my time indoors, just hanging out, playing video games, whatever it is, inside the house where it's nice, cozy, toasty, and warm. So, my story actually takes place in the magical year of 2001. I would have been in about first grade. I was off of school for my winter vacation. Christmas was right around the corner, and I was playing a lot of today's topic, Ape Escape. If you don't know what Ape Escape is a platformer that came out in 1999, so I was a couple years off here, and you play as a boy, his name is Spike, and you're set back in time to capture monkeys, because an evil monkey named Spectre and his monkey goons that all wear advanced monkey helmet that make them smarter, they have stolen this professor's equipment, traveled back in time, and are trying to rewrite history in their image, in the monkey image. So you play as a young boy named Spike. You go back in time. You use different gadgets like a net, a stun club to stun monkeys, a monkey radar, a hula hoop to run fast, a raft, all kinds of different gadgets you use throughout the game in order to find and capture, secure all the monkeys, and save the world. This is a game that I've always loved. And in fact, I've talked about it on TurboZone very early on. I did like a review. Actually, the footage you're going to be seeing for this episode is going to be my review footage, because I don't have time to capture any new footage right now, so enjoy seeing this footage looped. And I've talked about it on the button mappers before. I think during like PlayStation month, this might have been my game. But it's a very important game to me. This has always felt like one of the distilled Metal Jesus' Thunder here, hidden gems of the PlayStation catalog. Just PlayStation as a brand. I was such a big fan of this original game that I would go on to play all of the games released in North America. And this was one of the few series that, like, I didn't get a lot of new games. I got games mainly for Christmas and birthdays, but my parents usually always made sure I got the Ape Escape games when they came out. I got Ape Escape 2. I talked about getting Ape Escape 2 during the last games that shaped me, but I got Ape Escape 2. I remember Ape Escape 3. I remember seeing it, like a behind-the-scenes video for it on a PlayStation demo disc, because I used to get PlayStation Magazine. And I remember telling my mom about how excited I was for that. And lo and behold, one day I came home from school and Ape Escape 3 had come out, and she had bought it for me. And also Ape Escape Pumped and Primed, which was the party game on PS2, and of course the Ape Escape PSP games, like the remake of this one called On a Loose, and there was also like Ape Escape Academy games and stuff. We didn't get a lot of them over here. There was still a lot more Ape Escape games in Japan that we didn't get. Curse you, Japan. I really wanted to play Ape Escape Million Monkeys. But I was a huge fan of this series. My love for this series comes from this original game, of course. I think of the games, the other ones do things that are interesting and kind of like cool thematically, but I think this first game is still my favorite in the series. Just because of how nostalgic it is for me. Because and this is the topic of today's episode, is that not only is this a very important game to me that I played during the Christmas season, but it is the first game I ever 100% completed. Now, you haven't played Ape Escape. It's sort of like a platformer, sort of like a Mario 64, where you enter into a level and you have to complete objectives and get collectibles. The objectives is simple: capture the monkeys, and the monkeys are your collectibles. But unlike in Mario 64 or like Banjo-Kazooie, in those games, like in Mario 64, your star is usually there waiting for you, or you have to do something to get it. In Ape Escape, you might have to do something to get to your monkey or find your monkey, but your monkey is going to actively fight against you. It does not want to go in that damn net. And that's also part of the hilarity and fun of this game, is the fact that your collectibles are actively fighting against you. I always love that aspect. So, winter break 2001. I don't know what was going on, why I was just like focused in on playing Ape Escape, but I was just really focused in on playing Ape Escape. It's a game that uses like the analog sticks in interesting ways. It's actually one of the games that really like showed off the DualShock PlayStation controller. And I don't know, I was just really into playing it at this time. I have a lot of fond memories of playing this game. We lived in a very small house at the time, and like if I left my bedroom door open, I could easily hear what was happening in the rest of the house. And my mom loves Christmas music, so when I hear certain songs, like certain Christmas music, like Last Christmas by Wham, the Last Christmas I Gave You My Heart, that song, every time I hear that goddamn song, I think of a specific level in Ape Escape. I think of there's a level where you're driving a tank, and that is the level that I always think of in Ape Escape. That like I guess I was playing when that song was playing in the living room. I could hear it back in my room and just tied the two together. I don't know how it's baked into my memory, but it is. It's there. So yeah, I played this game a shit ton before Christmas. I want to say I 100%ed it before Christmas, and that was very rewarding. Being the first game I ever 100%ed was exciting to me as a kid, because usually I played a bunch of other games, but usually I would like Crash Bandicoot, Banjo-Kazooie. I would play them up until I could like beat the final boss, but rarely I would go back through and try to like get all of the collectibles and stuff. Mainly because I was a little kid. I was in first grade. Things were hard, games were hard. But this one I really zeroed in on and really focused on. I remember being really excited when I finally caught all of the monkeys in the game. Went back through the levels, because after each level you only need a certain amount of monkeys to get through. But after you beat it, you can go back in and get the rest of the monkeys. I remember being really excited that I did that. I was really proud of myself that I actually stuck it through and did that. And this game has shaped me in a lot of ways. Not only is it a platformer that I love, and I love 3D platformers, so obviously there's that, but I think this game has one of the most underrated soundtracks. If you're a fan of like drum and bass or synth or electronic music, this game's soundtrack could be up your alley. And I played a lot of different games, so I've absorbed a lot of different soundtracks, but this one's always stuck with me. There's certain songs in this one that always stuck with me, and I definitely think it like shaped the way that I perceived music, because I'm a huge fan of like drum and bass, electronic, and especially synth. I love synth music. And I'm going to play snippets of a handful of tracks that I really like from this game and kind of give you the feel. I like the fact that it tried to set itself apart from other platformers, where you played like Banjo-Kazooie and it was like a dun, 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 or you played like, Mario and it was bubbly like da, 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 or even like Crash Bandicoot had like a jungle-y theme going, do 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 do. Ape Escape had its like sci-fi sounding drum and bass, which fit the time travel themes of the game very well and really helped to set itself apart. So here's a handful of the songs. recommend that you go and listen to that soundtrack if you're interested in that type of music. Because it is, like I said, it is very underrated. It's very good stuff. A lot of other things I liked about this game. The sense of humor is definitely my kind of sense of humor. I love the fact that like your collectibles are actively fighting against you, and some of them are you could find doing ridiculous things. You know, they get a little more outlandish in the sequels, which is fine for this kind of game. Like I think Ape Escape 3 has a Metal Gear Solid mini game side game called Metal Gear Solid, where you play as a monkey version of Snake. Like it gets pretty fucking weird. But this one still has some charming moments. Some of the levels are always memorable. I love the fact that you start in like the prehistoric era, and you go through like different time periods in like the Ice Age. You go through like a feudal, or not feudal, but like an ancient Chinese area. You go through a bunch of cool level themes. My favorite one was always one where there's this level where you start on a beach, and then you go inside of a giant dinosaur named Dexter, and then the level is inside of him. That was always one of my favorite types of levels as a kid, was like the going inside of another living creature. That was always super, super cool. And I very much appreciated that aspect of this game. And the story was okay. You know, it was just about beating and capturing Spectre, the evil monkey Spectre. Also, your best friend Jake is like mind controlled by Spectre, so there's like rival missions you have to do between levels and stuff to like race them to the end of a stage and stuff. And I always thought that was cool. You know, but Spike himself is just a cool character, I think. You know, like kind of like he has shonen anime vibes all the way. And I've always loved the cast of characters and the energy of this world. I remember back whenever PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale came out on the PlayStation 3, I bought that game as soon as it came out. And, you know, that game had a bunch of different PlayStation icons. Like, it had, like, Kratos and Sweet Tooth and Sly Cooper and Nathan Drake and Ratchet and Clank and stuff. And, of all the characters, I always played a Spike from Ape Escape. And every time I played with a group of friends, they had no idea who this guy was or what his deal was. But I loved the fact that they included Spike from Ape Escape. And I was super excited to play as him, even if it was just in some little fighting game. But just to have like a little snippet of like Ape Escape back into my life was so cool. Because this game does mean a lot to me. And I do think of Christmas, you know? Is there a game that you associate with, you know, maybe like a winter break or something like that because you played it during that time period? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's a game like that. Share your story in the comments if there is a game like that really means a lot to you because you associate it with a holiday, you know? And there's other games I could have picked for this. I played a lot of games during, you know, winter breaks and holiday seasons and stuff. I mean, even recently, a couple years ago, Spencer from the Button Mappers gave me Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and I still haven't finished that game, but he sent it to me for Christmas, and I played a shit ton of it during Christmas. So that's like a recent one that I can think of that like really like cemented itself to me as like Christmas game, because I just put a ton of time into it as soon as I got it, and I was really excited to play it. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of appreciate this era in my life, being this young. Games were really more than just games at that point. You know, I remember playing a lot of games for PlayStation 1 and 64 that felt bigger. You know, now I think nowadays it's easier for me to get caught up with like I'll start playing a game and then I don't know, I'm like, this is a game. Like I could be doing something else. I could be making a video. I could be working on something. You know, I'm wasting time playing this video game. But as a kid, oh man, like getting lost in the world of Ape Escape. Oh, that was so much fun, and I would not trade that for the world. So yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you all have a very good Christmas. Hope you all get whatever new shiny toy you want. You know, maybe it is Ape Escape for the PlayStation 1. Maybe that is what you want for Christmas. I mean, I don't blame you. It's a good game. But, you know, I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas. This one's a little shorter. Honestly, I'm not feeling good. I've had a severe sinus infection and facial pain. While recording this, I'm still in that state. But I don't have time to do this before Christmas otherwise, so I wanted to go ahead and get this out. So sorry, it's not going to be as long as previous entries, but you know, I'm glad to do the games that shape me. I'm glad to talk to everybody about the games that are important to me and my development. And yeah, thank you for picking this as my game or my video for Christmas. With that said, I'm gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably go play some Mario. I'm playing a lot of. For some reason, I've been playing a lot of Mario All Stars. So I'm probably gonna go do that. Bye.
Yes.
Turbo Zone.